You have always been middle class. Your parents were middle class. You did the things middle class people do: the degree, the job, the mortgage, the small group of friends with houses the same size as yours, and you assumed the floor under your feet was the same floor your parents stood on. It isn't. It hasn't been for 2 years. You just hadn't been looking down. 2 years is also how long the machines have been writing your reports while you sleep. 40 minutes east of your kitchen, a company is building what its own founder calls a country of geniuses in a data center, a country with no citizens and one export. And on a podcast, between the ads, an executive says the quiet part at normal volume, the benefit of productivity without the tax of human labor. You rewind it twice. The tax is payroll. The tax is you. The first thing that makes you look down is the house with the blue shutters, 2 doors from yours, sold in 4 days, sight unseen, to a buyer that has never attended anything, anywhere. It will take you 3 years and a yellow legal pad to understand what that means. By then, you will be selling. It is a Saturday morning in April 2027, and your coffee is going cold next to a listing for the bigger house, 4 bedrooms, 30 minutes north, the house that is supposed to come next. You run a claims team at an insurance company downtown. On television, they call this the AGI transition. Upstairs, the vacuum is running, school shoes by the door. Degree, job, wedding, house, kid, retirement account. Everything in the right order. The order was supposed to be the whole trick. The blue shutters get tenants in May. A young couple, you meet them at the mailboxes. He builds data centers. She is at one of the AI labs. You know the name from the news. They could buy the house they are renting twice over. They tried. We lost to the owner, he says, and laughs at a joke you don't get. Yet. The owner is a fund called Meridian Homes. You look it up that night. It bought 206 houses in central Ohio last quarter, appraised, offered, and closed by its own software. A buyer that works while the sellers sleep and has never needed a kitchen. Evan, 10 years your neighbor, waves it all off from his driveway with the grin he has had since his 30s. Rising tide, baby. Your review lands in June. Salary up 4%. Your manager uses the word strong twice. The same month, the model that drafts your reports gets an upgrade. The release notes say 40% better at insurance work at 1/5 of the price. Nobody at the office puts those 2 numbers in the same sentence. You do, in the shower. That night, you look up what the houses on your street did in a year. 22%. Your raise, 4. You copy them onto a yellow legal pad from the junk drawer and put the pad back under the takeout menus. Then you decide not to look again. It doesn't feel like a decision. It is the first one. There will be one more, 3 years from now, at this same table. Marcus calls on a Tuesday in March 2028. His company deleted a layer of the org chart. His layer. 41 people. Not offshored, not merged, routed. He screenshots you the new chart, his director on top, his old team underneath, and where Marcus used to be, a gray box with the name of a software agent in it. It approves, schedules, escalates, follows up. It does not take a desk, a lunch break, or a severance. Marcus was the best man at your wedding. He says he's fine. He says severance like it's a place he's moving to. He says for now 4 times in one phone call. You start hearing for now everywhere after that. It develops a shape. You buy the beers in April. Over the bar, the news runs the build-out. Stargate, $500 billion, gigawatts like a small country plugging itself in. The anchor says trillion, the way your dad used to say million. Under the ticker, a smaller story. A company with 1 employee has crossed $1 billion in value. Marcus raises his bottle at the screen. "One of us made it," he says. Neither of you says the next part. In May, a colleague drops a link in the team channel, an economic index from one of the AI labs, tracking which work the models actually do, not the warehouse floor, not the trades, writing heavy, analysis heavy, middle of the organization work, claims, operations, management, the column you are standing in. You close the tab when someone walks past, not because it is wrong, because it is your job description. You will not open it again for a year. That is the mistake you will count later. Evan turns 40 in June, and the whole street shows up. He burns the first round of burgers. Your daughter and his son run a lemonade table at a markup Evan calls private equity behavior. You laugh harder than you have in months. This street is the best thing you own. Your partner comes home that night from a 12-hour shift at Riverside and falls asleep on the couch in scrubs. Nursing is safe. Everyone says so. And it changes nothing about the math. The safe job and the exposed job pay into the same mortgage. The problem was never whose job survives. In October, a clip goes around the parent group chat. The head of one of the AI labs, on camera, saying half the entry-level office jobs may not exist in 5 years. He says it the way a weatherman says rain. At the PTA night that week, 4 of you do the college math in the school parking lot for the first time. 11 years out, the number lands somewhere between a house and a second house for a degree that feeds the exact jobs the models learned first. Somebody's husband says the plan out loud. The house keeps doing what the house is doing. Nobody laughs. Nobody disagrees either. Every plan in that parking lot is the same plan. The house appreciating forever. On a Sunday night in November, with the house asleep, you finally open the tab again. And this time, you take the pad out with it, not the financial press, the primary tables, the ones with 50 years in them. The first chart stops you before you finish copying it. What 12 months of a middle-class paycheck bought in 1985 takes 14 months of the same paycheck now? You sit very still with that one. There is no version of a year with 14 months in it. You get up and stand in your daughter's doorway for a minute. Nightlight, spelling trophy. 11 years until the parking lot math is hers. Then you go back and keep copying. The average member of the top 1% holds $16.5 million. The average member of the bottom half holds $9,000. You check which side of the middle you are on, and the checking takes longer than you want it to. In Atlanta, at the peak, funds owned one single-family rental in 4. That was before the funds stopped sleeping. One of them owns the blue shutters now. You write Atlanta on the pad and box it. The oldest lines go on the last page. 6 adults in 10 were middle class when your parents started out. 5 in 10 now. Under them, the pair that explains everything else. 50 years of work getting steadily more productive, and pay that stopped following it around the time you were born. The papers have a dry name for the gap. The decoupling. Your pad is 4 pages of what it feels like from underneath. The machines did not start any of this. They are the first thing you have ever seen that could finish it. You do not tell anyone what is in the drawer, not your partner yet, especially not Evan. In 2029, the wildest thing yet arrives quietly in an email. You and Evan refinance in the same month, same street, same builder, nearly the same house. His rate comes back half a point lower than yours. You call the bank expecting an error. The system is new, the woman explains, apologetic. Underwriting now includes an income stability factor. Occupation is part of the profile. She does not say that the bank's model has read the same index you have. She does not have to. You hang up and sit in the car for a while. Evan rebuilds transmissions. You manage claims. An economist on some panel once joked that he would be replaced long before the electricians and the plumbers, and the whole panel laughed. The bank's model has stopped treating it as a joke. It has priced the punchline into your front door. along with the year you spent not looking. That winter, 2 more houses on the street sell in under a week each. Neither buyer sleeps. It is a Saturday morning in May 2030. Same kitchen, same mug. On the laptop, the listing. A different house now, the same idea. Next to it, the pre-approval you asked for in a hopeful mood. Approved, at a rate that already assumes you will not keep earning this. All you have to do is keep believing the floor. There are 2 versions of the next 10 years on this table. In the first, you sign. The bigger house, the college fund, the retirement account, and the trust that the country catches its middle class before the ground does. In the second, you sell. Smaller house, further out. And the difference goes into owning a piece of the thing doing the decoupling. Broad index funds tilted toward the build-out, the chip makers, the data centers, the power companies that feed them. Boring, unglamorous ownership. Not picking winners, just refusing to hold none of it. The only line on your pad that has spent 50 years going up. Evan's case is real, and he makes it well, one fence post at a time. The Economist's paper he sends you says the whole AI wave may add barely a point to the economy in a decade. The op-ed he reads out loud says the middle class did not shrink down, it shrank up. 3 times as many households above it as when you 2 were kids. And the cash pilots, the free money experiments that made the news, paid out $1,000 a month, no strings attached. They are not going to let the middle class die, he says. We're the customers. You read the pilot study he means, all the way to the back tables. The money helped, and the help faded by the second year, and the savings ended lower anyway. You read it twice, to be fair to him. It reads like a good painkiller. Nowhere does it read like a floor. Twice that month, you nearly sign the first future. Once you get as far as typing your name into the signature field of the purchase offer, you delete it. Not because the math moved, because you catch yourself signing it for the street, for the version of you the street would recognize. The conversation with your partner takes 3 nights. The first night is numbers. The second night is grief. The house you are describing selling is the house your daughter learned to walk in. The third night is quiet, and it ends with 1 sentence. We are not betting the house. We are refusing to bet everything on it. You tell Evan across the fence on a Thursday. He is kind about it, which is worse. You're doom scrolling with a spreadsheet, he says. This street is the safest bet in America. You look down the street, the blue shutters, the lemonade corner, 10 Junes of it. He might be right. On Sunday morning, you sign the listing agreement at the kitchen table with the pen you use for school forms, and the sound it makes is very small for what it does. The house sells in 9 days to people, actual people, which on your street has started to feel old-fashioned. The moving truck comes on a Saturday. Evan carries boxes all morning and does not say a word about spreadsheets. The new place is 20 minutes further out and a third smaller. Your daughter's room fits the bed, the desk, and 1 argument about it. She notices for a week. You notice for a year. The difference lands where you decided it would land. The chip makers, the data centers, the power that feeds them, held through the most boring funds that own them. A number in a plain app. You check it less every month. Evan refinances again the year you leave and builds the deck. Some years, his side of the bet looks smarter. 2032 is good to the street, and his Christmas card is taken on the deck. In 2033, the layoffs finally reach the insurance company you left. Claims first, operations second, and then Evan's shop from the other direction. The new transmissions don't break, and the trucks that deliver them don't park. The deck stays. The card that year is taken in the kitchen. Marcus calls that fall, from the patio of a rental 2 towns over. A Meridian property, he tells you, and lets the name sit there. It took him 14 months to land the next thing. Smaller title, smaller company, running the agent system that runs his old department. He is good at it. He does not say, "for now," anymore. You notice that he has stopped, and you are not sure it is an improvement. The transfers start the same year. $411 a month for households under an income line. Evan texts you the headline with 3 exclamation points. Your old mortgage payment was $3,100. You watch the money help. You watch what it does not touch. The price of the street you left. 5 years on, it is a Saturday morning in 2034 and a smaller kitchen table, a different laptop. On the screen is the long-term chart you have kept since the night you started writing things down. And in the drawer under the takeout menus, the yellow legal pad, first page, still in your handwriting. 4:22. You still do not know if you were right. The last time work changed this much in this country, it took 70 years, and nobody who lived inside it saw the whole shape. Evan is still your friend. His house is still worth more than yours, and some Tuesdays that stings. But you did not decide because you were sure. You decided because you had been looking. Evan visits in March, helps you carry a dresser up the narrow stairs, stays for dinner. At the door, he looks around the small, good house and says, "You seem okay." You say, "For now." And for the first time in 7 years, the phrase does not frighten you. You have always been middle class. You still are. On a floor you chose, plank by plank, knowing you might be wrong. Down the street you left, the blue shutters just got repainted, a color nobody chose. 2 doors down, someone new is sitting with 2 numbers, deciding whether to look again.